Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today we're going up north to Liverpool to show you how to make a Liverpool tart. Look at it, it is fantastically beautiful. No? Exactly. So as I show you how to make it in that chair of yours, sit back, relax, put your feet up too, with a cup of tea in hand and enjoy this episode. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Liverpool is the northern English city located along the River Mersey, famous for its football club, the Beatles, a distinct accent which borders on a local dialect.
You know, being involved just because you're a player is still exactly the same as the man on the street. You're picking up the paper, hopefully you're going to...
And this Liverpool tart, a distinctly rich and refreshing tart calling for whole lemons to be combined with Muscavado sugar, which I can say with confidence is up there with one of my favourite tea time treats. In this episode, you'll learn how to make this delicious Merseyside treat from scratch, which is great for sharing, which may prove difficult when considering the joy and the pleasure that this tart brings. Wow. Oh my God. So, with the introductions made, allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British Liverpool tart, you will need some icing sugar, some butter, and we'd recommend homemade Brilliantly British butter. Follow the link on screen now to learn how to make it yourselves. You'll need some eggs, some vanilla essence, some whole lemons, some plain white flour, the king of sugars, Muscavado sugar, the dark variety. You'll also need some caster sugar and a pinch of salt. That's it for the making of this Liverpool tart. But before you get started, switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you bake. After a sip of tea, to the flour in my bowl, I'll add sugar and salt before tossing together. Following on from that, I'll then add my cold diced butter, which I'll incorporate with my fingertips. With the butter well incorporated, a fine sand-like texture should come about. And so, to the mixture, I'll then incorporate an egg yolk, which should then be followed with a minute amount of water. Add the water gradually, adding more only after it's been absorbed. Once enough water has been added to form a dough ball, knead the dough for no more than a minute in order to bring everything together, with the result in time being a relatively clean bowl and a well-formed ball of dough. Now, on a well-floured surface, roll out your pastry to a thickness of no less than 5 millimeters, making sure that the pastry is able to fill your tart pan. Now, with the pastry rolled out, I'll swiftly rehydrate before carefully laying my pastry into my pan, using a hooked finger to tuck the pastry into all nooks and crannies. With the pastry now in place, I'd advise pricking the base with a fork now to prevent it from rising whilst it bakes. I personally didn't remember to do this until later on. With that said, wrinkle some parchment before laying over your pan. And for best results, rest the pastry in your fridge for at least 30 minutes. With the pastry resting in the fridge, I'll now show you how to make the filling for this iconic tart. Firstly, remove the ends of your lemons, divide and then blend thoroughly with your eggs until relatively smooth. How smooth though is up to you. Personally, I'd suggest allowing for some texture. Whilst it does blend, just like your pastry, take some time out to rest. It'll do you some good. Anyway, now happy with the consistency and the fantastic aroma of blended lemons, I'll then drop in my cubes of Muscavado, which, as you can see, is a weakness of mine. It's just amazing. I'll mention as well that now would be a good time to begin preheating your oven. Moving on swiftly, with the sugar added faster than I could have consumed it, I then incorporated the sugar. And now, with some time on your hands, I'll advise going through our amazing content, remembering of course to like and subscribe. Once happy with the consistency and the flavour, transfer to a jug, add your vanilla extract, which I almost forgot, and then place in the fridge ready for later on. To prep for baking, Ideally, fill your pan with baking beans to prevent the pastry from rising in the middle. Alternatively, you can also use some rice, like I did. Like I mentioned earlier on, learn from my mistake and prick the base before resting in the fridge. It's just easier that way. Now with that done, I'll then reinstate the paper and rice, tenting them with foil in order to prevent the rice from browning. With all that done, blind bake the pastry for 15 minutes, which is ample time for another episode or two from the channel. After blind baking, uncover, remove any excesses, then bake for a further 15 minutes. Once happy with your tart base, turn the temperature of the oven down, recoil your filling from the fridge, which should be given a quick stir, before pouring into your base. The uncooked tart should then be carefully slid into your oven, where it should be left to bake low and slow. It's safe to say that when the tart was brought out of the oven, the aroma, consistency, and appearance was perfect. Light and brown on top with a slight jiggle. The tart was left to cool slightly, which gave me enough time to prepare a phoenix cutout for dusting, the phoenix being the symbol of Liverpool City. After having embellished this tart, I believe I heard someone somewhere say, tasting, tasting, tasting. All right, are you ready? Are you steady? It's a shame I have to cut into this thing. I mean, really, do I have to? All right, no, look, I have to taste this. I have to tell you how good this thing is. So you can see now I'm cutting into it. And as you can see, it looks beautiful. All right, a slice in hand, a cup of tea within arm's reach. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh, I have goosebumps all over. Wow, it's amazing. The use of a whole lemon makes such a difference. You've got so many tones and flavors going through. You've got a bit of the bitterness. You can taste the rind, but you will actually appreciate it. Oh, and you've got freshness coming through, and that sugar, Muscavado sugar, is the king, the queen of sugars. I mean, it is beautiful. Dangerous stuff where I am. I mean, I will just eat buckets of it. And well, let's just round everything off. Tea. This tart, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The Liverpudlians, the Scousers, they know exactly what they're doing. This is amazing. This will be an amazing experience for you when you make it, not if, because you have to. So please, 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 as soon as possible, make this tart. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make a Liverpool tart. Knowing that you liked this episode, don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know about the brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you next time.